In the last lecture, we saw that there are four phases through which international investment law evolved after the World War II. We saw that the first phase, known as the Era of Infancy, spanned up to 1964. In this lecture, we look at the Era of Dichotomy from 1965 to 1987. Those who want an overview of the history of international investment law post World War II can refer to the UN Conference on Trade Law and Development's World Investment Report 2015, which nicely encapsulates these developments. The next phase, called the Era of Dichotomy, spanned up to 1989. Backed by the new international economic order, this phase saw the enhanced protection for investors, especially through the investor-state dispute settlement mechanism. Numerous developments contributed to the strengthening of investor protection. Some are the establishment of ICSID in 1965, the establishment of UNCITRAL in 1966, the publication of the UNCITRAL arbitration rules in 1976, the Indonesia-Netherlands BIT 1968, which contained a modern version of the ISDS or the Investor-State Dispute Settlement Mechanism. This phase also saw attempts by states, especially the developing nations, to strengthen state sovereign power and emphasize on investor responsibilities. These were backed by two UN resolutions. The 1962 UN resolution on permanent sovereignty over natural resources was one, and the other one was the 1974 resolution on establishment of a new economic order. Under the aegis of UN, attempts were also made to negotiate a code of conduct on transnational corporations and a code of conduct on transfer of technology. But the developed nations could not be brought to the negotiating table by the developing nations. All the same, the United Nations adopted the set of multilaterally agreed equitable principles and rules for the control of restrictive business practices in 1980. This phase saw a total of about 367 international investment agreements and also saw the initiation of the first ISDS case in 1987. This case was by a UK registered corporation known as Asian Agricultural Products Limited (AAPL) against the Republic of Sri Lanka under the Sri Lanka UK BIT of 1980. The arbitration was conducted under the aegis of ICSID and culminated in an arbitral award against Sri Lanka for claims arising out of alleged destruction of AAPL's investment during a military operation conducted by the Sri Lankan security forces. The amount claimed was $8 million and the amount awarded was $0.46 million. More on the next phase in another lecture.